everyone, and welcome to week 3 of this um, live build, right?
Yes, live
That we're
build.
doing. Yeah, so we're doing a build of uh, Leisure Lift Mystery, and I can't be more excited about this opportunity and what we're building, um, because there's a lot of Sierra things in the news, or will be in the news recently and forthcoming with
Yeah.
uh, the whole Buckazoid meme coin. So that's something that I am very closely watching, and I've actually participated in a few discussions. So we'll probably dive into that a little bit later in the conversation, but let's just do a recap of where we are right now and where we hope to be going. So my name is Dan. I go by Bard on this X platform, and I'm a composer, performer, and educator, and chief academic officer for the David Z Foundation, where we transform lives with the magic of music. And I'm joined with my co-host, Jadelle. So Jadelle, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Awesome. Thanks. Yep. My name's Jodelle. I'm a business owner, and I just talk about leadership and building your confidence and finding the voice you never knew you needed on my YouTube videos. I always say sub if you love. And yeah, Dan and I collaborated on a few things, and we found ourselves here with our love of Sierra games. We are going to be talking about this very weird crossover between Sierra and crypto. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very cool. It'll be interesting to see where the conversation goes. I made it my New Year's resolution to learn crypto, and then about a month later I backed out of it. But I thought I would start a space and call it Crypto for Cuties. But
And there you go. Yeah.
yeah, but that's not going to go anywhere. So, but it still has found me again through Leisure Suit Larry and Space Quest and
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess since we landed on it, there is a meme coin called Buckazoid that started with a realization that the logo for Bitcoin actually started in Space Quest 4, and I was actually on the space earlier this morning with some of these folks, and I said, well, in Space Quest 3 you actually are in this like endeavor to um, earn money through Buckazoids, working in a burger restaurant at this mall. And so that was just kind of an interesting real life connection to it. But so yeah, like you said, I'm also very interested to see where this goes. And but let's kind of hover on this Sierra uh, uh, connection that we have in Leisure Suit Larry and what that means for Leisure Lift Mystery.
yes. Okay. So I think that the love of those old school games where like there was a lot of puzzle to it. It was like a lot of like had to be right on the right pixel,
Right.
had to write in the right words in the right way in order to like unlock things. You couldn't like jumble them up. You had to be really clear and really concise. So I think that ties in nicely with how we want to have our elevator pitch. It just, yeah, I love the silliness of like Leisure Suit Larry, even King's Quest. It was a little
Mm-hmm.
like, a little cheeky and had a little sass to it, but it was just really great. It was like one of the first kind of escape rooms probably that I'd ever experienced. And I, to this day, like love escape rooms. Always am looking for like my VR games to be escape rooms and anything that's like puzzly and you have to think about it, but it still has this element of play is like super exciting. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
So escape rooms is where we are kind of meeting. And we actually, I'm trying to pull it up now. We have a model for an escape room that hang on just a second. I'm navigating tabs on Chrome. I mean,
Yeah.
that's there is a T-shirt that is forthcoming. Chrome tabs beget ideas, or Chrome tabs become things, and that is true.
Yeah.
So while I'm struggling with Chrome, one of the things that I really want to show is our current prototype for an escape room. And what we'd like to do is create this escape room that, say you have a pitch that you want to give for a, a company, or for a grant, or whatever. Or say you have a presentation, say you have just an idea that you want to present. We want to gamify the way that you are able to take that idea into an actual package, and create something that you can give to whatever your audience is. And the way we do that is through in our conception of this idea, you have this key card that can open an elevator. And that elevator gets you to that success, right? So what we're kind of building today, and what's going to you're going to experience going through the murky murk of this idea becoming a thing, is taking this navigation of an escape room to become this actual pitch or product or something that you open this elevator with, and it unlocks and you get to success. So that's kind of what we're building. Any comments on that, Jadelle? Because it's quite a interesting idea, right?
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, it's very on brand, I think, for your personality, but also mine. It's a little out there, it's a little bizarre, and it's tying two kind of interesting concepts. But I think what we're really getting at is it's gamifying some of the more boring things that you have in your life, or some of the things that people struggle with, like making a media kit, like making an elevator pitch, and it can be really boring, it can be really dry. The end result ends up being maybe not so amazing. But if we can kind of gamify it and tie two worlds together so that there's value in playing the game, so people can see value in gaming, because there's still a lot of people out there that don't like gaming or don't see the value in it. And so if we can tie those two things together, where it becomes kind of this educating space, but in a really fun and different kind of way that scratches that itch of some of that 80s nostalgia, I think it's just a really fun playground that we're going to build. And what I love is that I bring nothing in regards to coding, AI, any of that kind of stuff. And so I think where we complement each other is I keep reminding Dan, high level view, what are we doing? How do we get there? What's that look like? What does that first step kind of look like? Because we keep talking about this room and this game and being interactive, but I have yet to see it, and I don't know how to get there. That seems like a mystery, murky, haunted forest to me to get through. So.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's for me too. I mean, it's not that it's sorry, not lost in the tabs again. So yeah, not that it's something that is completely unattainable. It's just something that we have this very specific idea, and we have to know how can it exist in real time and actually be playable by folks. And that's what used to take hours and thousands of dollars in development in before now, to make. But what we're going to do is just kind of play around a little bit. So that's what I'm another thing that I'm getting in these back channels is there's Pixio and My AI Tutor from Tech in Schools Initiative that have been just really instrumental in my own development of games and my own confidence in the ability to achieve what we actually want to see. So that's what I am. I tell this to folks all the time. I cannot like navigate a Chrome tab and talk at the same time. So can I pass it to you for just a few moments while I
Sure.
navigate the Chrome tabs?
I was literally trying to navigate some of my tabs there, and right when you were saying that, and I was like, "Wow, this is really difficult."
This is funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
but it's also normal. I mean,
yeah,
it's okay to have silence as well.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, I think that we were really iterating on the room last week, and I don't think we landed on like a really solid foundation for the room. There was a couple pieces that I really liked out of what we were looking at. So, are we going to be building this room, sorry, strictly from Pixio? And is that what we're going to be doing today?
So yes and no. So we're
Okay.
going to start there. That's one of the things that I wanted to just kind of, as we're building this story and building this room, I think that's a really important place to start, because one of the things that just I was laughing about all week is that we could not get rid of this lamp. um,
That was
in
brutal.
That was brutal. Yeah, we made this room and we were like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. But can we just like replace this lamp with something that says sit here? And so I got a DM from Ross. I don't think I told you this, Jadal, later that day that said, all right, here. And it was like 5 different versions of this lamp. And
Oh,
it was because we just, we're not in the moment of creating, but we were, it was just like, oh, duh, here's how you prompt that. So that's where we're, this whole conversation between building this room and Unity and Steam and all the things, we really are building in public. This is something
yeah.
that we're building something from our experience growing up with these Sierra games, and now wanting to not only emulate them, but extend something into the experience of those games, which for me, maybe let's talk about that for a moment, because for
Yeah.
me, it was, I remember these moments of I could not wait to get home to boot up the computer and try something, because there was something that I just you know uh, could not get. I could not get either the computer to understand me. Like there was this message that always came across that said "does not compute," and it made me so irritated.
Yep,
But
totally.
yeah, but then there was also like, oh my gosh, you sleep on it and you realize, oh, okay, well, if I'm hearing those footsteps approaching, what if I did this and this and this instead of this to um, to get to the next level? And that was my whole experience of playing these games. And then you go back and you can always find online like these walkthroughs, and you're like, oh, but you missed this. So I
Yeah,
don't know, like, what was your experience?
yeah. So there are a couple things. So when I played King's Quest with my mom, it was like such a new concept to game, but then to game with your parent as a
Yeah.
child, it was like we would both. She would get home from work, I'd get home from school, and we would beeline it to our computer, which was on our
Yep.
floor in a little apartment building, and we'd both be like laying on our stomachs trying to play King's Quest. And so like that has just such a really great memory, and
Mm.
it really introduced me to this concept of like you feed information into this machine and you're going to get out a result depending on your prompt. So I really like that piece of it. And then that Leisure Suit Larry is what, it sounds so silly, but like it really opened up my mind to like my imagination, because like this guy is like, a hot mess and he has to do super
Yeah.
weird things, right? But like, so it really got you like thinking like just differently, in that you could interact with this machine and it could be a lot of fun and it could be goofy and it could be silly. And yeah, it was neat. It was like definitely educating you on how to speak to a machine and how like basically how to prompt really, really well.
And
So yeah.
sometimes you could not even believe the things you had to type into the DOS version of it. Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
Yeah.
I know. Well, even getting into the games, it's like C colon backslash games and like trying to find the directory and
Yep. Yeah. No, I remember that. I had to ask my dad to actually like type it out for me and then print it on that roller printer that had the edges you perforate or
yeah,
that were
you like
perforating
peel
and
them
tear
off
off.
and then
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, if you
Yep.
like fold them together, it made like a
Yep.
xylophone thing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Same experience. All right. So here is a little bit of what we came up with last week. I know there's a couple other prompts in here, but this is where we ended up. I think this one right here. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
is, I think, the closest we got really
Yeah, I agree.
to this idea of the game. And this is what we want to start creating. And I'm realizing, even as we speak, that it's going to take longer than the 6 weeks we gave ourselves. Because we're in what, week 3, week 4?
Yeah.
um, and we're just really cracking the surface. But if
Yeah.
you see, like we have like here, the Apple II GS, that iconic little machine that many of us played with in school. But this idea of an escape room that you come in and you see this, right? And then the game is all about creating this pitch or this prompt to be able to open the elevator. So the elevator's got like this little key card thing, and you have to get a certain number of partial clues together to open the elevator. So that's the gist of it.
Yeah, let me just extrapolate a little bit
Go
on
for
that.
it.
Okay, great. So yeah, the idea is that you solve some puzzles in the game. So maybe you are like to get the elevator to work. So maybe we're looking for the red button for the elevator. And so, it's going to be a puzzle of like maybe you have to find a knife to like rip open the couch cushion, and in there is something that unlocks a drawer that has the button in it. And so by solving these little puzzles, you get to the main puzzle piece, which there'll be 4 because we want to make the elevator work. And there's 4 pieces
Right.
to a pitch, to an elevator pitch. And so once you actually get that red button, there'll be like success. And then an AI bot will come up and help you get through that first line of your pitch, which we're going to, I think, call a spark. We've kind of got 4 different things for it. And so then you'll have your first line to the pitch. This also means that you can solve the puzzles in any order because they will all be matched to a certain line of your pitch. And so if you solve puzzle 3 first, that's fine. It'll be line 3 of your pitch. And so then you have your pitch, your elevator totally works. You have all 4 pieces of your pitch. You get in the elevator and you do the pitch. And if you can do it in under a minute, and I think this is, Dan, where you were really leaning in hard on like, we should be able to vocalize the pitch and be able to like read.
Exactly. Yep.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, to be able to actually speak the pitch out loud and then have the AI hear you and then be able to comment on it and say like, you could use more time. Or like, yes, this is amazing. You should go deliver this to people. So what we're hoping to build is something that is a tool that can be used across industries, across sectors, across disciplines, and be able to communicate an idea to an audience. That's, kind of it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think now we just got to see, like, as someone that's not, so when I look at that room, I just want to like be able to pick up the piece and move it. And I wish that it was that interactive where,
right.
Yeah, where it was actually movable pieces, almost like player housing, in a video game.
Yeah, and that's what we learned how to do last week. Actually, within this this ecosystem of Pixio, uh, they were teaching us how to like say, okay, take the TV and take it and replace it with a candle, or replace it with like a fish or whatever. And it wasn't working, and it wasn't working. And that was just so funny last week. But I actually, in a couple other meetings this week, got it to work no problem. So that's kind of
Crazy.
how fast this is working, and
Yeah.
how fast this idea of prompting what you want to see is really available. But then on the flip side, there's also this idea of maybe about 10% of the world knows about this, you
Right.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how do we normalize that
Mm-hmm.
beyond this community, and this world that already knows this can exist, and this can be a possibility. So that's the other, I guess, exciting piece of this project, is that not only can we innovate within the space and say like, how can we just communicate an idea in a gamified way, but then also how can we teach the world to um, uh,
Eh,
that
y-
this is a possibility.
Yeah. And like what's the value in it? Like
Right.
why would somebody want to be doing this beyond just curiosity and
Exactly.
it's fun or whatever? So it's really like taking this to the next step and showing them
Hmm.
what value it can have and why they would want to learn it, because it, like, being in my 40s, it's such a huge learning curve. Like why would I even want to learn this? Right? And so I think really showing them how easy it is, and it's like, if you can teach me, I feel like you can teach anyone.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. So that's the other thing that I want to do during this show today, is actually make a couple of maybe they're going to totally fail, but a couple of prototypes of what can this look like. And I'm not going to go all the way to Unity, because I've actually worked within the Unity ecosystem, and it's amazing, but it's also time consuming, and it's something that I just don't feel comfortable in such a short show being able to actually get into something that is worthwhile watching.
Right.
You can get
Hmm.
into a series of things that's worthwhile watching, but I don't think so today.
Hmm.
But today I want to actually build in public with you, Jadelle, and work on this concept of an escape room and see what we can do in HTML. And that's another thing that we can use AI Tutor for. And that's the other thing that I have just kind of behind the scenes, is very much what I go to day to day. And let me just, I don't even actually know on a day to day basis necessarily what is in, let's see. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm seeing, just because this is
Okay.
this is in real time. Uh, so can you see this? It says the AI Tutor Premium.
Yeah. Can you just make it the main?
Yeah. Yep. Here, there's. Let me shift that. Something like that.
Yeah.
And also, if you would like to join us in the listening lounge, this is part of our series of the Now Show, where we're sponsored by Pearcoin, and we are working with Chatmosa to create a space where we can just kind of put these resources, so you don't have to catch them, and you don't have to go through like a whole back channel of chats. You just kind of get them front and center, and that's what the magic of Chatmosa is. So that's what we're doing with this. But just so I can kind of get a little bit more real estate.
Yeah.
So now you can kind of see that better, right?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
awesome.
So this is where they change so often, and it's a very exciting thing. But AI Tutor Console is where I go. And let's see. Yep. So this is where we start. And I can't really see you, Jadelle. Can you see me still?
I can see you. Yep.
Okay, cool. Because I can't see you. I'm just
Okay.
I'm gonna go in with this. If there's any visual signal that you think I need, please let me know. But I let's see. Let's go with Anthropic is good. And let's go. Okay. So I want to make a playable game that is an escape room. And Jadelle, we've done a live on this before where you were building actually a video platform,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, taking the pauses out of my video automatically.
Right.
Was what we
So
were-
did that work?
Well, no, it never came up
It
with a
we never
usable.
actually
Yeah.
got to, yeah. But it was like, as far as ideas go, it was a really interesting moment. Just kind of thinking through a project. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm seeing this is right now, because we know we have to go to Unity. Ross told us that last week on this show. But I think this is going to be a really helpful, like beginner friendly place for us to start putting some of these ideas together.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. I want to make a playable game that is an escape room experience and involves, let's just be very kind of like general and say it involves like an avatar and a mission, something like that. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's also like a puzzle element maybe that we want to so so first, like what are we wanting this to spit out at us? Is it going to spit out a room, or is it going to spit out a line of code?
It's actually going to spit out a whole experience. Like it's going to spit out exactly what we say it will.
Okay, so
A
let's
playable
start. Can we
game.
start?
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
start basic and let's just see, because I'd like to see it so then I know what it's capable of, because I don't really, it's hard for me to understand like putting the words in here to like actual visual concept of it.
Right. So I'm just saying right now, a playable game that's an escape room experience and involves an avatar that is solving a puzzle. And we haven't told
Perfect.
it what puzzle, anything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
of the same mindset. Let's see what happens. So now it's going to actually build this JSON for us. And what's cool about AI Tutor is that it just because of the level that I have and the relationship I have with them, it just installs it on my computer, and I have kind of this little like uh, digital sandbox. Is that
Yeah, I
like
like that. I like it when you use the word sandbox because it's feels
yeah,
like open
because
world, like Minecraft.
exactly. So it gives its preview of like, okay, well, I don't know exactly what you want, but here, do this. And so you can toggle between the code part of it
Oh,
and then the
okay.
preview part.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's this is the preview. So this is what it just decided we do. Inventory. It gave us an inventory, which is so
Wow.
significant for a Sierra game. You always
Yes.
have an inventory, right? So it's interesting. I don't know exactly what the rules of this are. It looks like kind of a interesting Pong, but looks like this is, I can move this or something. I can
Oh, it went into
somehow
inventory. I
interact.
think it was a key.
Oh, really? Oh, inventory key. Okay. So there is, congratulations, you
Oh,
escaped. Wow, we did it. This is the elevator. I did not script this. I swear. This is like
That's so funny.
so I'm guessing this is the avatar. This must be
Mhm.
somehow able to move. Okay. So now let's say what do you think? How can we move this towards our idea?
So let's have the room, like, let's have the avatar as a person. Maybe we could just start like fleshing it out that way, and like
Yeah.
have um an elevator on the far wall. Like, should we start building out the room? Is that how we do it? So then we can start saying
No,
like,
yeah, I think I don't know. Like I
yeah,
think we need to like functionality. I feel like is where you're heading at first. I don't know. But that's why I'm torn. Like also making the room the actual room that we're wanting to uh have people interact in.
well, I think the room anchors us so that we can say like hide a key under the planter, and like, and then we can start like building out
Right.
those puzzles, right? And we can have them move around the room and like build kind of the boundary where like our players should be able to like go everywhere.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we allow the room image to be uploaded? Let's see what that does, because I know
Oh
it
yeah.
can, we can be able to upload something. And yeah. Oh, it's giving like a whole background and
Yeah, I
yep.
see that.
So then it'll, when it's done coding, it'll kick it to a preview.
It makes it look so simple. It's just like,
I know. I'm like, of course it
right?
would do that at line 10. Yep. All right. So I'm gonna go, let's see. While it's thinking, I'm going to just download this picture of the room, and we can have that be our upload. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, upload
Oh,
room background.
cool.
Okay, choose image.
Hey,
All
wait,
right.
let me just say this. You just coded that to allow
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I did. I'm so
Weird.
smart.
That's so cool.
Okay, so that's going to be our image. And there we go. Okay, room background uploaded. And it gave,
Whoa.
there we go. All right, our inventory is still empty,
Yeah.
but now we're making a game. Like, is this
Yeah.
exciting or what?
Yes. So now we should be able to, like, I wonder if the AI tutor can pick out like the fish tank.
Okay, so let's just ask it.
Like, could it
Can
place a key in
you
the fish tank?
place a key to the elevator? I mean, let's be specific. In the fish tank. And let's see. It may say yes, like, duh, of course I can.
I also wonder if maybe we can select different points on the picture to like tag it for like what it is. So we name everything in the room so that when we're referring to it, it knows how to code towards it.
Oh my gosh, you're so smart. That's not
Oh,
something I would think of, but yeah, I mean, obviously we need tags. That's so good. All right, so let's see in the preview.
oh, that is hilarious.
There's a fish tank.
Very
You
literal.
found the elevator key in the fish tank. Yes. Okay, well, we know that worked. And then somehow this works. So yeah, we have to upload the room background. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. I wonder too if Ross is thinking like, oh my gosh, you're doing this again.
I know.
You're not. Wasn't that so funny last week? How I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, here's how we do this. And then Ross is like, but it was so informative. Okay, so let's, yeah, it wants me to code on line 15. No, not so much. Okay, yeah, it would not start the application. I have to say, and this is the other thing, I can say run dev, npm run dev. I'm going to say that, npm run dev. That's basically telling my program to run. Because it couldn't do it, it couldn't get the permissions to do it itself, to run in Vite. Let's see if it actually... Nope, that's okay. Oh, there we go. It's asking me to upload the background.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
so
Okay,
let's
great.
see what happens. And it was about in the right area too, which was interesting. It actually kind of knew. And those fish are swimming, or those little, whatever they are, chevrons with mines. Okay, so I think we're gonna just go ahead and we've got a fish tank puzzle. Okay. Now with the fish tank puzzle,
I'm just gonna repost your stream here. Actually, I'm getting better.
that has taken me a couple of weeks to actually repost my own stream too, because I'm working with different accounts. Background with different. You said tags, right? Tags. Where? So would we create like hotspots or something for the tags?
Yeah. So that's sorry, I've got my tabs open. Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like if because we need to map out the room in order to be able to like navigate around it. I think, yeah. So getting the room and like being able to walk through the room and stuff. So I still don't see how the room is actually interactable because it was built on AI. And I find like AI pictures have a really hard time like seeing the objects separate of what they are.
Right. Yeah. But if we can, I just said user generated hotspots, and we'll see if that actually does anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because that's going to mean like I can click on something and indicate that this is an important piece. And that's the other piece that with the new AI tutor API that's available, you can actually work at more this calculus level of things that are the user can indicate, but are not necessarily tied to a specific use case. So
okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
But I had an idea. So
yeah,
can you prompt this thing with like, we are going to be building a video game. We want to start with building a room that has interactable objects. Can we load so we'd like to load the objects into this room that the game will be contained in. And then
okay.
then give it like, we want pink walls, we want a leopard skin couch. Like, will it put all that into it for us?
It will with the AI tutor API, but I think for this particular program, there's probably too much in the way of input. And
okay.
but I liked what you started with. We're going to build a room that has interactable hotspots. How many do we want?
Why don't we just start with like elevator, fish tank, and like drawer.
Okay, yeah, 3 is a good, yeah. Interactable, is that a word? Apparently not.
Yeah, isn't it?
I thought
Gotta go Google it.
intractable, interact. Wow, apparently I have to hyphenate it. Wow, okay. Hotspots, namely, probably spelled that wrong too. A fish tank. What else? The drawer, and what was the third one? The elevator, right?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute.
Oh,
I
that's
was
okay.
just saying, yeah, get the key from the fish tank that opens the drawer that has the key card for the elevator. So it's just like going to be 3 steps through that room, just to see
Okay,
if
yeah. So it's not just, it's sequential interactable, right?
Yeah,
Because
let's
there's
try
a
that
sequence
first.
to it.
Yeah.
So a three three sequential based or sequentially based interact able hotspots, namely a fish tank that has a key that it's like the there's so many kid songs about this, like the the the
The
branch on a tree that
the
has the
bone
leaf that,
to the leg bone, the leg bone
right,
connected.
exactly, yeah, exactly. Yep. A key found in a fish tank that has, oh wait, a key found in a fish tank that, oh, I was in all sorts of different types of thinking. Fish tank that opens a drawer. And what's the next step?
Yeah, so the key from the fish tank opens the drawer, and then it's simple, like the drawer unlocks and there's the key card for the elevator.
That has a key card to enable the elevator. Something like that. All right.
So
So we'll
it
just, I mean,
yeah,
it's taking into consideration everything we've said already,
right.
plus this. So we'll see what it does. And sometimes it's like, all right, this is special. We're going to totally scrap this and start over. And that's that, for me as a creator, I need that. Like, I need to see, like, then there's this, then this, then
Yeah.
this, then this. And like, okay, well, all those things combined is just like a key, you know?
Totally.
And
Yeah.
then it becomes something different. So sometimes this program restructures itself, but I'm curious to see what happens, because the key in the fish tank was really surprisingly good. I'm actually going to look at what's going on in, okay. Just making sure that like something's going through
Still thinking.
the stream. Yeah. All right, so let's see what's in the preview. Choose an image. Well, you found a small key in the fish tank. Okay, I have to choose an image, but I don't know where to choose an image. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, do you see that? Yeah, there we go.
And then click on the drawer.
I guess. I mean, it's seeing
there's
it's
the key
seeing
card.
these little things. There's the key card.
Yeah.
Elevator
You just
key
don't have an
card.
elevator.
It's in my inventory now. So that's what's really interesting. And so now I don't have the elevator, but maybe the elevator is somewhere else. So let's see. Nope. So now we can say, I'd like to say, bruh. There is no elevator for the key card. So now we're just kind of honing in on this very specific problem we have within the model it came up with. You know, it didn't actually honor the background we chose, but that's okay. You know, we're actually more focused on the functionality right now. And so now it's going to rethink things and say like, okay, well, I couldn't actually have you win the game. Like if you remember, when we first did this very rudimentary one, it let us win the game. And it said, congratulations, you won. But we can't unless it gives us an elevator. So we're going to see, let me add the elevator component with the proper styling and interaction. All right, well, we're going to trust you. We're going to hope that you actually did what you said you were going to do, which it usually does. So we'll see. No. So now I can just say, still waiting. Now let me create a complete working version of the escape room with the components properly styled and functioning. So sometimes you just have to prompt it and be like, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is, yeah. Well, it's the same effect as, well, just prompt it again, or well, turn it off and turn it on again. There's something that is in the initiation sequence that just didn't happen. And it still needs to initiate. So now whatever it's doing, it's kind of restructuring this whole build. And we'll see. There we go, the run dev. Okay, so now it looks a little bit different.
Oh,
see, there's an elevator. Look.
Yeah.
So now let's play the game. Oh, what did I do? Here, let me hit this. Maybe, did it hear me talking about it? I'm just kidding. Okay, so here, there's the fish. You found a small key in the fish tank. Okay. All right, great. So now I'm going to open the drawer. You unlock the drawer. There's a key card inside. And now look. Oh my gosh. I wonder if it opens the elevator. Well, let's. Oh, no, I have to drag it over. You go. Yeah. You picked up a key card and it opened the elevator. Okay, so now I just won. I won the game.
Excellent.
Look at that. Okay, so now we'll say functionally, this is perfect. So what this is doing is it's giving it a little milestone of like, okay, I know where to go back to. Yeah. At least, I don't know, in my mind, it's saying, yes, I like this as a user. Now I need the style to represent what we upload as a user. And that's just, we'll see, see what it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Properly display and scale the user uploaded background image. Adjust the styling to make the interactive elements more visible against any background. Okay, well, let's see. So do you see how powerful this is? I mean, this is this is like not even our alpha or our beta. This is our pre.
It's interesting. You're coming at it from it's just interesting, like how you're tackling it. It's different than how I would have thought it would have been tackled, which maybe is like where a lot of people think, right? Like they have to have the room, then they have to have the objects, and they have to move it around, and then they have to tie the code to the right. But you're almost doing it from like the other way. You're like having the coded item already plopped in this space. Like it's
yeah, that's interesting to me because I
like
haven't really thought about that before.
Yeah.
Well, I also that's how I worked as a special education teacher too.
Right.
I mean, you always start with the utterance first, and then like the function of that utterance or whatever it was, and then what are the repercussions? What are the responses? So if you start from like this impulse of like I always call it kind of caveman speak, you know, like Uga Chuga me want this, and then Uga Chuga me want that, and then put this and that together. If we can just kind of get our caveman out first of like, what do we want it to actually do? What's the function? What is the purpose? And what's the end game? And then backwards map. I think that's so much more powerful than starting with like, oh, we could do this, or we could do that, or we could do this, because then you have to always have the end in mind later, but you have to have all those connections to that initial impulse. So again, I'm curious. Speaking of that, I'm curious to see what it did. see what actually happened. If it actually will let us upload some. Okay, upload room background. Let's choose our image. Wouldn't this be the great
oh my gosh.
end to our live stream with 6 minutes left? All right, so we'll open this. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I did choose it. Oh, it's still, there we go.
Is it thinking?
I have a feeling it's kind of stuck on let me just refresh.
Okay.
Because it's not really actually letting me upload something.
So is this kind of like Pixio, where now you could just say, let me upload something?
Kind of, but I mean, you just have to remember that this image is a static image. So we still have to have the hotspots. And what the program said it was going to do is say like, all right, I know where the fish tank is, and I know where the drawer is, and I know where the elevator is. So that's where we're at. You know, we're basically, can we click on, I mean, this is like 1986, maybe, you know, like as far as development, can we click on the fish tank, and then that fish tank will allow us to click on something else as a key. Let's see. Let's make sure we are still considering functionality for, and let me just kind of spell it out for it.
Yeah.
Input of an image that has a fish tank, a drawer, and an elevator. Oh, there we go. Escape room with custom object placement. Yeah. So now I think it's going to actually let us select the hotspots.
Okay.
which we originally wanted.
Yes.
You know, we were just kind of intuiting it
Yeah.
and see what was going to happen. But this seems like it's going to be a little bit more promising because we were more on the nose, you know,
Yeah.
and that's part of development too. Is you
Hmm.
have to know exactly what the outcome is and then know how to measure that outcome.
Right.
And usually in a way that's like, was it successful or not? That's a 1 point rubric. It's like yes or no.
It's
Okay.
like, yeah, it's like playing one of those Sierra games right now, trying to get this stuff coded incorrectly. So you get the,
Right. Okay,
okay,
upload room
yeah,
background image. Here we go. Let's see if it actually worked. We're
drum
like in
roll.
the, yeah, this is the drum roll period now because one way or another, I've got to be off this
Oh,
call in about 2 minutes. Fish, okay.
oh,
Fish
so now you're
tank.
going to place it? So click it and
Yeah.
then place it somewhere?
Well, yeah. Okay, so now, I
Ooh,
mean, it's going to be over here. That's actually really cool. I was not expecting it to do this,
yeah.
but it's actually not letting it.
Oh,
Now I want to like, let's say, make sure or make sure, make sure that the prompt to place objects is superimposed over an image. So now hopefully it will allow me to like upload an image first and
right.
then I'll have that little box.
Hmm.
But like I said, one way or another, in about a minute, I've got a jet.
Yeah, me too. All good. I got to go pick up my kid.
But we'll see. We'll see. Like this is the exciting part. I mean, it's all the exciting part to
Yeah.
us probably because we're nerds. But
I have still been on hold, Dan, for 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 29 seconds.
oh my goodness,
I
and you're
know.
still on hold.
I'm hell bent to get through.
Well, yeah. Okay, choose file. So we're gonna choose the file. There we go. I mean, here's the room. Okay, so let's paste. Click on your image to place the fish tank.
Ooh,
Okay, but I don't see our
I
image.
know.
But it's so cool. Like, look, we have a place.
Are you clicking on it? Like, did you click on? I'm trying to like click on it for you. Did you click
Yeah,
on
I
it
know. I clicked on. Oh, did I ever? Yeah, I clicked
and
on it.
dragged it? Oh, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
see you doing it.
I
Okay.
mean, I'm
Mm,
trying to do all the things, but it's so close. So, you know, this
yeah.
is where maybe where we just, and maybe it has to be something very simple.
Hmm.
Um, so maybe I don't think I have any. No, that's not
It,
simpler.
it would be interesting to try your way of building it from like the back to the front, and then try a live build where we try from the like front to the back. So where we have a room built first, and then we start placing interactable objects in it.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, let's say that. And
Okay.
then let's maybe pick up here on our next live stream
Okay.
because we're in the heat of building this room now.
Yeah.
So let's just say, uh, okay, this is promising, but we need to be able to place these objects to create a room. You know, maybe we just push in that
Yeah.
direction, like it's creating the room.
Yeah.
And then let's see what it does. And then we'll just, you know, based on whatever this is, we can pick up here next time.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
So see what it is. unless it like just lets us do it. I mean, in that case, then of course we would just do it.
Do you think that like going to ChatGPT or something to like get a really great prompt, so like kind of just voicing into ChatGPT, this is what I'm going to be doing, this is what the game's about, this is how I want it to work. Can you give me a good prompt to put into AI Tutor to get me the room, which I think is the first concept I need to have, and then place objects in that room? Like maybe we need to get some help with our prompting on like how consecutive it would be to start building stuff into the room, because like right now we don't really have a foundation. You know what I mean? We're kind of just
I think that's a perfect way to go with this. And
okay, so let's try that. Let's put a pin in that for next week. Let's go to like a different AI model for some really good prompts, and let's throw AI at AI.
And well, yeah, and that's the magic of it, is now we can throw reasoning at it, not just the prompting, but also the reasoning behind the prompting. So I think that's going to be great.
Just like talk at the chat, at the AI, and like say all the things like how we want it to feel, what the vibe is, like all that kind of stuff. It might really give us some great stuff. We're like the middleman for AI.
We are, yeah. Well, and here's just, let's see if this actually does anything like we hoped it would. This says, okay, drag and drop an object from the palette to create your room. I'm going to drop it right here.
Okay.
There's my fish tank.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, there's my drawer. Oh my goodness. And there's my elevator. I mean, it's going to be in the middle. Right?
The pictures are much nicer than what it's giving us, but it's very like King's
Quest. The pictures are. Yeah. Well,
I
mean, it's giving us a hotspot, basically. Yeah. And so now I get to click on start game. And so now we'll see if it actually picked up. No, it did not. Okay. But this is a great spot to start from. And okay, so now I need to stop sharing my screen so we can get our real estate back. This has been really, really fun to just be building in public and ideating together. You know, like this is what it's all about, is not being scared to just hit the go button.
Totally. I mean, so many people, like, ideas are everywhere. Everybody's got a million ideas, but to like actually have those ideas come to life is like where people, it's the hardest connection to make, is like, how do I get it from here to like actually out in the world?
Right.
Yeah. That's hard.
Well, and actually it was super exciting to see like that fish tank become from an idea to like now draggable with an image, an icon, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's huge. And now I can say, okay, well now this is going to just match with the icon that we already decided in our prototype. And that's an easy connection. So I'm just thinking in whole different directions from where we were last week.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be nice to get to that point where then we're just able to like have our ideas and have them in the room. I think this first part of the build is going to be the most difficult. And then once we get it, now we're just going to be putting in all our ideas and having the AI inputs and like actually building the game. So this is always the hardest part of anything. And it's usually like the killer of ideas, right? So if we can, I know. So if we can just keep powering through and commit to each other that we're in it for the long haul, then
there we go. Well, speaking of long hauls, just before we sign off, I gotta say, like, this is where we started talking about this at the beginning. The Buckazoid meme coin. It's right now, it's something to watch because both of us have played Space Quest. And both of us know like this power of the Sierra game. And so this all blew up within the last 5 days of this broadcast. And it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes. And, this is not financial advice, of course, but I'm going to be looking into it, to see like how I can, take this story that I have from my childhood of being, really excited about these games and the whole Sierra brand, um, and seeing like if that's a thing, like that I can actually maybe create some wins for my family.
Yeah, that would be
That's what
great.
I'm thinking.
I
So
love that. Yeah, that would be
yeah.
great, Dan.
All right. Well, we'll see you
Cool.
next week, and very exciting to keep building this game. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, everybody that we keep talking to about it seems really excited for it. So I think that yeah, it's gonna take us a bit, but I think once we get it, it'll like then we'll get it and we'll start going. So yeah, I'm enjoying the journey. Thank you very much. I
same
appreciate
here.
you.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, see you next week. All
Okay.
right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.